Yes, very good morning to all of you. So today we are going to begin the first session on the fiber optics and networks. The subject code is going to be 17EC82. Okay, so it is visible here. The subject code is 17EC82. So the first module, what we are observing, mainly it is concerned with the historical aspect is there, and then we will go with learning about some general system of the communication system in comparison between optical communication system and traditional classical communication system that is based on the copper wire, and also another communication system that is a microwave based. So three types of communication systems we are going to explore here. So comparative study we are going to see today. So later, after that, we will going to study in deep about uh, the different types of fibers and their characteristics. So those things we'll start studying later. So this is the main textbook, guys. Kaiser Optical Fiber Communication, 5th edition, TMH 2015. So Kaiser is the main textbook which is going to cover most of the portion or modules here. So here you can see the model 1 is prescribing test 2, that is senior is there. So that also the book is available in the library. So apart from that, the study material will be uploaded as and when it is required in the Google Classwork, not Classroom, or where I am going to not in the stream there. So that you keep in mind. I am not going to put any study material in the stream. Everything will be kept along with your assignments, everything in the classwork only, not in the stream. Even you don't upload any of your things in the stream. So this is about the syllabus regarding the model 1. So let us start with the history here. If you look at this one, communication mainly it is required to transmit the information from one place to another place. That all we know it. But how to transmit this one? If you take, for example, two people, suppose now we can see no, some background noise is there, and I'm talking. It is requiring me to talk very loudly. Talking loudly means I am putting more power, more energy. Means what is the intention here? In order to transmit the information to the longer distance, we need to speak more loudly. Intensity of the speech signal or energy of the speech signal should be larger so that it can reach a longer distance. So more energy is required. But traditionally, we know that since in basic electronics we learned that normally we are going to transmit our message information signal by mixing it up with the high frequency carrier signal. That's what it has got its name as a carrier. Carrier means it is going to carry our information signal. Okay. So we need the help of the high frequency carrier signal, high amplitude carrier signal, where comparatively our information is there in the low frequency and low amplitude modulating signal. So this low altitude information signal is carried or transmitted by the high altitude carrier signal. High altitude means high amplitude and frequency. High altitude means high characteristics. So the carrier is actually helping us to carry or transmit our information from one point to another point. But actually this requires high frequency signal. If you want to generate it requires more energy. Okay, we need some systems here. We need some system to generate high frequency carrier signals, which will help us to carry our low frequency or low amplitude message signal to the longer distance. So we need to have more energy with our carrier signal. So let us begin with in the olden days when bell was invented the first time that based on the sunlight, okay, the light beam. So the main carriers there are photons, which them they actually called as photophones. Okay, the photophones are nothing but they are similar to the electrons in our current. So there, as it is concerned to the domain of fiber optics, it is called photophones. So these photophones are going to carry or speech or message signal. But you can see it is limited only up to 200 meters. So what is happening here is that the modulation process is same as usual. Or the message signal or speech signal is modulated with this light or photophones. Then these photophones are going to give information. But they can only up to 200 meters because of the limitation of the energy, what you can say about the photons. So means it totally depending on the power of the light source. As the power of the light source or force what it is generating, it is very much less. So that's why it is unable to carry our message up to more than 200 meters or in terms of kilometers like that. And moreover, it is limited by, you can see, rain or snow or fog, dust or some line of sight, like many factors are coming into picture. So later, if you look at this, the spectrum of the light, which is similar to the electromagnetic spectrum, you can see here. So this is the whole electromagnetic spectrum, what it is showing here. It's coming. Yeah, now it is coming. Okay. So you can see this is the whole spectrum, it is visible here. Each one having its own band of frequencies to be operated. And you can see our light waves, which is having a very low energy there. So later with the development of electromagnetic waves, okay. So what has happened with the development of electromagnetic waves? So with the invention of electromagnetic waves, second or class, yeah, yeah, sir. Yes, hello. Okay. Okay, let me continue there. Sorry for the interruption. So the development of the electromagnetic waves, whose wave kind of in nature is similar to that of the light waves or tones, going to resemble in behavior. But the only difference in the development of electromagnetic waves, what we are observing, they are able to carry the information to longer distance as compared to the light. Okay. So these electromagnetic waves are going to support long distance communication with a high frequency. And carriers are able to provide larger band. Hello, hello, yes. So larger carrier frequency means you can see it is going to accommodate more number of different types of message signals to be multiplexed and transmitted. So in other words, it is supporting a larger bandwidth. Means in other words, it is increasing or enhancing information carrying capacity of the communication system. So with the advent of EM waves, there was a development of VHF and UHF also, as you can see. So VHF and UHF, the spectrum is in the range of 3 centimeter to 3 meters or 300 meters. So we can go to categorize it. As the frequency will go on increasing, the wavelength go on decreasing. So you can see it is inversely proportional, and with the advent of EM waves, we have seen the recent developments in terms of the millimeter wavelength or micrometer or meter wavelength developments. Even long wavelength we can see very high frequencies. Sorry, very low frequency. So as the frequency will increase, the wavelength will go on decreasing, will tending toward kilometers to the millimeters. Hello? Hello? Yes. Now, looking at these things, fiber communication is lying between 1.7 micrometer to 0.8 micrometer. That is very much less. Okay, that's where our fibers are going to work out. So later, after around 80 years, in 1960, light amplified stimulated emission of radiation. That is, a laser was developed. So this was the thirst for the development of the very high current light source they actually wanted to generate with the more power. So because we want to transmit the message signal to the longer distance. So that made for the development of the light amplified stimulated emission of radiation in the 1960s. So this actually put forth the foundation for the development of our optical fiber communications, what we are observing today. So later, after another 5 or 6 years, we have seen some fabricated waveguides in the up, in terms of the optical fibers. So what they used, we have seen the metallic waveguides, okay, which are actually coming under microwave waveguides. But in case of this one, in optical waveguides, there the rectangular or circular waveguides are fabricated. Okay, the initial structure is not metallic, it is optical, going to follow the Snell's total internal reflection. Okay, our normal microwave waveguides are going to follow totally made up of metallic, but this one, optical fiber waveguides are totally fabricated with the principle of total internal reflection, made up of fibers. That is the difference. So because of this, total internal reflection has totally revolutionized the optical fiber field compared to our traditional coaxial cable or carrier transmission systems. So with the development of laser and optical fiber guides, later the development has took place in expanding the distance for which we wanted to transmit the information. You can see here the first generation what we are getting, the bit rate was supported only up to 45 Mbps. And repeater, what it is required for every 10 kilometer, we wanted 10 repeater there. Repeater means which is going to receive the weak signal, going to amplify it, remove any distortions, re-amplify it and transmit that one. It is going to boost the power because by traveling 10 kilometer, the strength of the signal is going to diminish. So it will be boosted and transmitted so that it can reach several kilometers from our source. That is the destination. So later in the difference of materials involved in the development of LEDs or LED sources or optical sources which are going to generate very current and powerful light sources, the increased lifespan. In the beginning, the lifespan was supported only up to You can see up to 1,000 hours it was supported during 1970s, which was actually the light sources were developed with the help of gallium arsenide semiconductor. Later, they developed with indium gallium arsenic phosphide alloy with increased lifespan from 25 to 100 years. You can see comparatively from to few years. So this led to the second generation with the increased bit rate from 45 Mbps to 100 Mbps or 1.6 Gbps. So even you can see the repeater spacing has also got reduced from 100 to 50 kilometers with the operating wavelength. So with the development of I have seen the third generation, which is supporting the bit rate of 10 Gbps with the operating wavelength up to 155 micrometers. See the bit rate and operating wavelength are go on increasing the lifespan. Like that, we got the fourth that we can put things. All these developments have led to a subfield for the optical fibers, where we are going to see different light sources we want to develop and different detectors we want to develop at the receiver side. So those things we can see now today as a part of the optical fiber communication. So let us see what are the main advantages of this optical fiber communication system. It mainly supports long haul transmission system. Long haul spread communication system. That what we mean by long haul transmission system. Need low transmission medium. It requires it offers very low loss. There is a requirement of a compact and least weight transmitters and receivers. This has actually led to the later we are going to study separate section or module on this one. We are going to study about different types of optical fiber sources and detectors. There is also a need for the increase of the span of transmission. There is also need of increased bit rate distance product. This has actually led to this one. The first question what you are getting in the normally examinations. Explain the optical fiber communication system. From 3 marks to 4 marks, you will get it. You have to draw this block diagram. Normally we have on the transmitter side we got 3 blocks. Medium will be optical fiber cable, and on the receiver side we are getting another 3 blocks. On the transmission side you can see the information source, the message or information that what you want to transmit. It will be given to the electrical transmitter. Normally it consists of a light source where it is going to modulate your message signal. It may be the light source may be in the form of semiconductor laser or LED or a laser in the laser source. So that is going to modulate your message signal. Okay. So that optical modulation is going to happen in this transmitter. Then optical source, normally LED or light source, what I just discussed here. So with the modulation is going to happen in these 2 blocks, depending on the application. Then the media will be optical fiber cable, not copper cable. So we can say that your message signal is intensity modulated. Here it is written. The intensity modulated light signal is coupled to the fiber. So the glass fiber is used here as an optical fiber cable. Later at the receiver side, we will be having the optical receiver, which may be a pin or avalanche photodiode will be there. That is going to detect the receiving the optical signal. Then again demodulator will be there. It will be demodulated. Some photo transistors with the help of some transistors and conductors are used converting your optical signal to electrical signal back. And then this is how we are going to get our message signal back in the form of electrical signal, maybe current or voltage. Initially, as you can see, we are going to try to convert our message signal in the form of current or voltage in the form of light. With the help of this modulating our message signal with the help of LED light. Our message signal is transmitted in the form of photons, photophores, through the optical fiber. Similarly, at the receiver side, with the help of a detector, we are going to convert energy transformation is happening there, converting those message contained photons into current or voltage. That is our message signal. Okay. So this electrical signal is again processed with the application of some signal processing methods that we are going to study in detail. So this much you have to write. In detail explanation will be there here in detail diagram. Same diagram. If it has been asked for up to more than 3 marks, up to 3 marks you can write this much is sufficient. If it is for more than 6 marks, I have written here for more than 6 marks. You have to draw this block diagram, not this one. More explored in detail block diagram is there. So transmitter, you can see it is containing message signal, which may be in the form of a text or a video. It will be given in the hand of a modulator, where your light source, LED or any laser source will be there, which will be mixed with your message signal, that is a text or a video. Okay. Then the intensity modulated information will be given to the channel coupler, the transmitter. Channel coupler is nothing but is a coupler which is going to hand over your intensity modulated information signal to the optical fiber. Okay. So you can see here, optical fiber section has been shown as an information channel along with the repeater block. There are many such repeater blocks will be there which are going to receive your information signal, going to amplify it and retransmit it. So that your receiver will be located at a very long distance away from the transmitter. So will be these repeaters are going to help to reach the receiver. Again at the receiver you can see the optical detector will be there in the form of a pin diode or any diode detector will be there. Then your message will be re-amplified and processed so that we will get back our message signal in the form of current or voltage from the photons. So these things have been explained here in the notes. You can refer to the notes. In detail you have to explain it. So this minor correction I want subject code will be 17 EC82, not 15 EC82. So this much you have to write if it has been asked for up to 6 marks. For more than 3 marks, you have to draw this one, not this. Okay. So let us try to understand. Give the block diagram of digital optical communication system. This is digital optical communication system, not general optical communication system. The block diagram will be different. Here we will be having encoder, laser drive circuit will be there, laser we are using as a source here, APD, avalanche photodiode, we are using it as a detector at the receiver side along with the equalizer and decoder. Only thing is that 4 different blocks we are getting here, encoder, laser drive circuit, amplifier and equalizer and decoder. Encoder if it is there, decoder will be there. Normally we know that for which purpose we are using the encoder. Okay. The input is given as digital signal from the information source and is encoded for the optical transmission. The encoder encodes or modulates the digital signal. Means encoding is similar to the optical modulation. Your digital information is modulated with the help of the carrier. That is by using one light source. Then it will be given in the hand of laser drive circuit that is going to transmit your intensity modulated signal to the optical cable. So you can see laser source is acting like here, light source at the receiver transmitter side, and avalanche photodiode APD is acting like a detector at the receiver side. Equalizer we are using amplifier and equalizer. Amplifier normally will use to boost the weakened signal that it has traveled the long distance away from the all the way from the source to the destination. Equalizer normally it is going to see any weakened band sections will be there, will be boosted and again it will be decoded and you'll be able to get our decoder means demodulation, similar to the demodulation itself. So this, so for 3 to 4 months normally we are getting this one particular aspect. So two questions we are observing here today. One is we are going to explain the actual optical fiber communication system briefly, means this one up to 3 months. Intel means up to 6 months, this one you have to explain. Later, another one, the digital optical communication system started with encoder and decoder and equalizers. After 3 months, this block diagram, this much you have to explain. Later, I want guys, you want to go through these the differences or comparative study between optical fiber communication system and conventional traditional communication system. First one is the bandwidth. Normally, the optical communication system provides or supports a larger bandwidth compared to the traditional communication system. That is, you can see it is in the form of in terms of gigahertz, where your traditional communication system supporting up to only 500 megahertz. Because of fiber, it is lightweight, and the conventional communication system based on these traditional systems like copper wire or metallic systems are heavier in weight. Optical fiber is resistant to RF interference, whereas this is not resistance because it is a because of the copper. It is conductive. It is going to interact with the electromagnetic waves or radiation. That's what needs external shielding. Electrical isolation is normally provided in the optical fiber because of the fiber itself. And whereas in a conventional communication system exhibits earthing problems because of the conductor involved. Loss here it is very much reduced, zero point 0.2 decibels per kilometer, where it is 10 decibels in case of communication, which is very high. Secured signal propagation is supported in optical fiber, whereas signal can be tapped very easily in case of traditional systems. The main reason for this one is the whole system is totally concealed. You can see the optical fibers how they are going to dig and lay. It is totally concealed. That's why the loss is very much less. And another contribution is by inherent nature itself. Optical fiber, it is going to support very much less loss. Interference is very much reduced. Secured signal propagation is supported, and due to increased bandwidth, higher data can be transmitted compared to the conventional communication system. Sometimes they will also ask you to compare between optical fiber communication with the microwave like this. I want you to go through these tables here along with advantages and disadvantages, which has been asked many times in the exams. So today guys we have seen what we mean history of the optical fiber communication system, main optical fiber communication system briefly and thoroughly, and traditional digital optical fiber communication system, and comparative study also we have seen between optical fiber communication system with respect to traditional and microwave, along with advantages and disadvantages. I want you to go through this one, just theory is there. So in the next session, we'll explore more in detail about optical fiber waveguides. The ray theory we are going to begin. Uh, Till now, what I covered, you may expect one or two questions like uh, explain the optical fiber communication system with its block diagram, or digital optical fiber communication system, or some comparative comparison he may ask between optical fiber and traditional or microwave, along with advantages. Rarely I have seen any history might have asked there. Only once he has asked. So that we can go through. So today we will stop the session.